Can you tell me the story about how you met John Burton and Doug and the Slugs came into being?
Well, I met John Burton at one of those drunken parties where, you know, somebody was playing piano and we just all started singing old Motown tunes. And then he didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who he was other than that night. And then he went away tree planting or something, and at that time we were all hanging around Jerry's Cove. And one day I walked in there, and I had known the drummer for a bit, you know, just like as a table pal, you know. And I said, look, I know you're a drummer and you're not working right now. Why don't you grab a bass player? And I've got these songs. And so, you know, Wally agreed to that. I bought the beer, and it sort of developed step by step from there, because Wally then phoned John and said, oh, there's this guy who's got some interesting songs. And then John came over, and surprise, surprise, here was this drunken fool he had met at a party months before. But it built from there.
You have the label as one of the best non-signed bands in Vancouver, and you've traveled to all of these out-of-the-way places, that some of these places I've never heard of, like Waska Beach and Napiwan or something like that in Ontario. I mean, how do you find these places?
To play to?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, I got as much money as the people in big places, you know. You know, you can go to a major center, and people have a extra heavy case of sophistication, and sophistication, I mean, kills anybody having a good time. I mean, other places that you'll go, and it'll be a small town, and people will really dig it, and you know, they won't feel that they have to be so super cool that they can't relax. I mean, we just have always based what we do on the fact that we're a live band, you know, the paladin of Canadian bands, you know, have money, we'll travel. And we'll go to these places, I mean, and I think people, I mean, they appreciate it. Promoters up north, I mean, we've done northern circuits, and you go up there and you're playing to people who haven't seen a live band in maybe a year or something like that, and there's a real joy to it. I mean, you get to see Canada. I mean, it's all those benefits that are non-financial. I mean, you actually get to meet the last pioneers, you know, when you get up to Inuvik and those areas where people are just trying to make a go of it in the northern community. I mean, it's not like they're any different, or they're mutants and they, you know, they don't know how to have fun.
You've been doing that for about 10 years now. You gonna slow down or just keep...
From the touring?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the band, you know, when the band is playing on stage and everything's cooking right, I mean, it's the closest thing sex you can imagine, you know. I mean, it's the perfect harmony of human beings, you know. But then when they're fighting in the dressing room afterwards, it's like the worst aspect of any marriage you've had. But I mean, those moments on stage that are great far outweigh the moments that stink.
Is that what keeps pulling you back onto the road?
Well, that and the money. So I mean, as I've always said, success is initially within yourself. I mean, what you do, how you do it. Are you making enough money to support you putting out another record or another book or whatever? I mean, that's the level of success that's the most important. How are you dealing with that stuff as a person? You know, and then later on when the money comes in, you're kind of just smiling because now you can buy a house. But then the houses always break up, and before you know it, you're fighting with your wife because you don't want to do the renovations. I mean, money creates the problems. It's the success is the creative thing. That's the most important part.